country. Dozens of states reporting a rise, though, in positive COVID-19 cases. Austin, Texas is among the top 5 metro areas with the fastest growing cases in the whole country.
The pandemic is showing no signs of slowing down.
That's right. There are now more than 11 million coronavirus cases all across the country and 239,000 deaths.
More than 7,000 Texans are hospitalized as a result of the virus. That's actually up 17% since last week and the most since August 11th.
Hello, my name is Hudson Sarver, and the topic of discussion today is what has been the biggest change in your life since COVID-19 has started, and what have you done to cope with it? And what I believe is the biggest change in my life, as for a lot of college students, is the online learning. And nobody's had to do 100% online learning like we have, and I think that's a very hard thing to do, and it's an extra hardship that we're going to have to go through our freshman years until face-to-face is allowed again. And I'm here today to talk to Dana Browning. She is an educator, entrepreneur, and author. And so what has been the biggest change in your life since COVID-19 has happened?
So I think there's been 2 major changes, personally and professionally, and I can just speak to the personally because I think that it's something that all of us have gone through, and it's just being disconnected from our friends and our family and our communities. And so it's been an adjustment. I think that I've been lucky to find my yoga community. We've transitioned to being online, and so I still feel like I have community. And one of the positive things is that I think the people and things that weren't super meaningful to you have kind of fallen to the wayside. And so your friends and family that are very important, you've gone out of your way to continue those relationships. And so even though it's been difficult, I think that it's also been beneficial in a way to really let us all know what's the most meaningful things to us and simplifying life. And so I think that that's positive, even though it has been difficult. Professionally, in my situation, I have the flexibility to not have to have transitioned to working at home because I was already working from home with a startup business. The most difficult part has been, just like personally, is connecting with other people. And when you launch a business, you want to be in front of investors, you want to be doing think tanks, you want to be going to conferences, networking, connecting. And so that's been very difficult since March to be able to continue the route that we had been on. And so like any business startup, you're going to have ups and downs. And so we've navigated through them and have made the best of everything. It's just taken a lot of adjustment. And so I would say that learning how to do online meetings instead of in-person meetings and focus more on connecting with customers through digital means rather than face-to-face means has been a big change for us. So, but they're all good. They've just been difficult, and it's just about progress and moving forward in different innovative ways.
Awesome. Thank you for your insight and time.
No problem.
Hello, class. My next guest is a 4th grader in Austin, Texas. He's 9 years old, and he has also been affected by coronavirus. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Drake Browning, and I'm a 4th grader at Summer Patsy Elementary.
So Drake, what has been the biggest change in your life since Corona has happened?
The biggest change in my life ever since Corona was not seeing my friends in person, and I've been talking to them through a game. And
so you're talking to your friends through games now instead of in person?
Yes, because we're in 4th grade. All my friends are in 4th grade and we can't drive cars.
Yeah.
And it's basically the only way I can communicate with them.
Yeah, so kids in elementary school, a lot of us in college don't realize, but their friends, they can't even see their friends now on online school, only virtually. Because we can go see our friends and stay in contact with them because we have cars. We can drive places, but they're just here online playing video games with their friends, which is a different way to deal with the situation, but everybody has their own way. And Drake here has a unique way of dealing with it and has had a different experience than a lot of us and we may not have known about. So thank you for your time, Drake. Say goodbye to the class.
Bye.
All right, thanks
And
for being on the show.
And thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no problem. Hello class, my last guest today is Sri Dandekar. He has lived in Austin for 20 years and I'd like to ask, what is the biggest change you've had to go through since COVID-19 has happened?
Well, thank you, Hudson, and hello everyone from Sri Dandekar, ex-alumni of Texas Tech. That's a great question, Hudson. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to share some of my insights as part of this mini interview. I think there are two aspects to this question. One, we can talk about personal aspects and how COVID has personally impacted all of us. And the second aspect is essentially the professional aspect of COVID impacting our lives. I'll stick to the second aspect. We can get into the personal aspect if you really want to. But on a professional front, I think what you've seen is a disruption in the way we use technology. Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of change and reliance on online media just so that we all can connect. What's also happened is because we've gone through such an astronomical shutdown and quarantine that it's very difficult for people to create and produce products. So one of the things I'm personally responsible for is creation of white goods that get sold to people. And the biggest challenge is how does the supply chain get maintained? How do you make sure that there is continuity of business? How do you make sure that you get parts on time? And then how do you coordinate all these efforts to put together a product and ship it to the end customer? So I think what COVID has taught us is how do you create an agile supply chain? And the first person who's figured that out, or the first company who's created the right vertical integration, and I think vertical integration is going to be really key going forward because that's really how you survive. Mm-hmm. So I would say supply chain is one. Second is collaboration. How do you collaborate with your colleagues? How do you maintain business continuity? That's number two. And then number three is obviously how do you keep yourself motivated and how do you get rid of fatigue in terms of being in front of cameras like this, being in front of online Zoom meetings or Skype meetings, and that can also get to you. So I think there are 3 or 4 things that stand out, and this is going to be a really good learning for us as we go through COVID, and also for the rest of our lives. This will be a great learning experience.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. This has been Sri Dandekar.
Thank you.